Okay. So welcome everybody.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll just. Okay.
I think it's you, Armina. Yeah, now it goes. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Now it's gone. Pardon me?
Pardon?
Now we're missing you on the Zoom call.
Yeah. It's interesting. So welcome everybody to the 4th episode of It Is Just a Horse. And I've invited all of the past participants from the past week to come and join on our group call here. And we're just trying to do a Zoom and a radio, the blog talk at the same time. So excuse us while we get the technical figured out. I'm not even sure what to do, Angela.
I'm not sure either. Maybe we could ask some questions here. So what else is possible? Because now it's fine. Oh, and there's Jocelyn.
Hello.
How are
you? Good, you?
Awesome. Everybody's here. Armina.
How much fun did we have?
Yeah.
It's funny because it'll be like you guys are on the video talking to me, but you can't hear what I'm asking you. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody can do this without an echo, but not you. Yeah, man. Okay, you want to try it again, or?
Yeah, I'm going to try. What I'm going to do is dial in on my phone as the host. So if you guys want to just talk among yourselves on the radio right now, you're all unmuted.
Okay.
So if that works, you guys play for a little bit until I come back on, and just like you guys have all learned or all heard each other's calls, which was really cool. Like hearing you guys talk about like just contribute to each other. That was really fun.
Yeah, it's interesting too. It was very interesting to hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hear the different, the different backgrounds and where everybody's coming from. So that was really, really cool. Like you in the show ring and you working with people, and so it's just coming together somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's
really that's really encouraging, isn't it? Like when you hear people use the same tools for so many different things.
Yes.
Like you don't have to think in a box anymore. There's so much possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And how can we get the word out even more, and so that people know those tools are available for anything you do, and especially when you work with horses. It's just so amazing because the brain is not in the way with the horse. Mm-hmm. And when you use the tools and you get like the instant results, sometimes it's mind-blowing because they don't question the energy, right?
Right.
They just perceive it, and they perceive it and they change. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's been more almost like I miss things, but the horse doesn't. Ever.
Never. That's so true. Never ever. Yeah. Oh, Armina is back. You're there and there's no echo?
I can't find my thing. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, anyways, I see your name. And yeah, and now we see your beautiful face. Yay, awesome.
Hi. Jocelyn, we just need to dial into the radio show if you can.
Oh, I can't keep using this?
You
Can at the same time. That's what I had to do. You can just like pause your video for the Zoom for a second, and then dial in both on your phone.
yeah.
Okay.
You're very quiet. We can't really hear you very well, Armina. I'm not sure if you can crank up the volume a little bit.
I'm up.
You are?
Up.
Okay, that's better actually.
Am I? Okay, cool.
Come a little closer, baby. Oh, now you're gone. Here we go. You're back.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Technical difficulties. I love it. We'll get it all figured out. So.
Cool. So, welcome everybody, and I just seen that. Yeah. So, how you guys watch or listen to each other's videos and the blog talks, and it was amazing hearing from you all. That was so fun talking to three totally and completely different people who took the same class, and then you all just like took it and just created totally different things with it. And it's so neat seeing all of that. So do you guys have any questions for each other or anything that you want to ask each other that was going on? Anything that after listening to it?
Yeah. I'm actually interested to I'm not into the show ring anymore much, and but I really like to what I do. I like to introduce people more to my horses, and the other way around. And I found it very interesting what Pat had to say and how he brings people and horses together. So. How do you connect to people? How do you get the word out?
So, one was a CBC article that had over 6,000 shares, and that introduced me to a whole lot of people that I don't even know. So people have been contacting me, coming to my place to visit with me, and I would show them the work I do with the energy of the horse and the healing powers of the horses, and just to connect to that horse and the horse spirit that I talk about. And it's been a lot of miracles happening.
Wow.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Love it.
Yeah, I can see that. I just would like, it's so beneficial. And it's just, even though it's our first, energy is our first language, right? Everybody's. And that's why the horse doesn't need a translation. They just get it. And I would so love to reach more people so that they can actually benefit from this. And because it's just so amazing. And there's so many horse owners. They're missing out on this. They're missing out on an amazing relationship with their horses. And I would love to reach them because I know people, there's many people that would be open to this, So, yeah. So I hope people watch this video after. And connect, and maybe we can really put some links up too, where people, if they watch the video or the Zoom call after, where they can do some research and find some connections. It's just so life-changing to me when I'm in this space of energy. Like, life just flows and there's nothing wrong and everything is fine. And when you get drawn out of that space, that's when stress arises and problems and all this, and just the knowledge about we don't have to live like this. We all can live in this space and be even more productive and can create even more. And the horses can teach us all this. So it's so cool. So people need to know this.
And that's just like the thing is, like, facilitating this clinic, we can put it out and talk about it as much as we can, and until our faces turn blue. But it's actually until people actually choose it. So it's like you have to get how definitely different you guys are, how amazing you actually are, and phenomenal, and the kindness you're willing to be to your horses to actually choose this clinic. So it's like you guys have to acknowledge, like, if you're choosing this clinic and you're aware of what this clinic can create for you, that's where it just opens it up. So thank you.
I almost felt like the clinic was like a retreat or like a weekend that you could spend with your horse, just listening to each other.
Yeah, like where everybody, it was kind of like the people that come to the classes, it's like we become a herd, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's like this herd mentality of everybody having each other's back, and everybody care, and like it's just like, okay, cool, what are you aware of? And then it's like the trust starts to grow with each other, and you actually start to trust your own awarenesses. So it's amazing. It's an empowering clinic, and it's so fun.
Yeah, it is. But it's funny that you say we are so different. Yeah, and I know my whole life I'm different and I don't fit in. But it's hard to, like, once you have a connection and you get this, it's hard to believe that there's people who can't see it, And I pop out of this too. I'm not always in this space, but like once you know it's there, it doesn't take you long to reconnect and get back into it. You don't get caught up in the business of this world anymore. Like, it's like, yeah, so
it's almost like not having an agenda.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have an agenda. It just flows, right? Yeah, that's so.
It's like if you could pass any message on to, like, I'll go, like, you guys can all take a turn. You guys could, like, pass any message and create any awareness around the clinic, and to, like, open up a space for people to choose it. What would you say? Like, what words would you use or what would your message be to tell them or ask them to choose it? Or, like, what is that? What got you guys to choose it, I guess? Let's go there. Anybody?
I wanted to be a better rider.
So the other night I mentioned, and so far I've heard the word amazing a couple times, and that's synonymous to what the definition of horse is amazing. And I know in my interview I used that word, I counted 108 times. I'm kidding. I use that word so often, amazing, because what more can you say? Once you begin to connect to the horse, and I talk about the horse spirit, and what I described as finding that peace when I'm with the horses. You know, it's a great feeling in that connection. And I wanted to mention that, you know, in the exposure to people coming from different places, I've had one visitor that still wants to bring a group of Syrian refugees. You know, so people that have been traumatized and looking for that peace that they have totally lost. And I would guarantee that the horses would help them find that peace within themselves and also help them with the trauma based on the memories of what holds a lot of people back is those memories of the trauma in our lives. And I truly believe that the horse, as mentioned before, with the non-judgment, is a miracle worker. And that's why, for me, I truly enjoy working with the horses to address whatever issues that people want to address. So it's
almost
amazing.
like we're. You said it.
Yeah.
It's almost the horses. The horses, like, we're just a huge catalyst for change, and the horses are just, we're coming in on these amazing beings as a catalyst of change for what we can create on the planet with the connection with our animals. So, yay! So when you read the description of horse conscious rider, Pat, what was it that stuck? Like, that was like, I need to drive 8 hours. And I'm bringing my brother with me. What was that?
I bring my brother, so I have somebody to pick on. But for me, it's, you know, the whole idea of going deeper in that connection. So like I mentioned, you know, when I was a rodeo cowboy, a horse was a horse, and I didn't have that connection. And then more recently, beginning to connect with the horses, witnessing miracles happening. And then I saw the advertisement for this conscious horse, conscious rider, and the description of going deeper in that connection. That's what attracted me, is to be able to connect at a deeper level. And I truly believe that that's really what's happening all the time, just continuously going deeper and deeper into that the relationship with the horse.
And it's cool because it's not just like you go deeper and deeper with the horse, you also go deeper and deeper with yourself. And it's like you just are unraveling, and you actually become aware of who you used to be as a being without all the buckets of shit that we've been carrying around.
Yeah, I agree with that, you know, because I feel more at peace, regardless of what kind of drama is around me, and there is lots of drama around me at all times, but to be able to maintain that place, but voice, that I do not have to give up what that feeling is, just because somebody else.
You don't buy into it anymore. Like, there's no value in, like, yeah. So, Josh, what was it that stuck out for you when you seen the description?
You know, the first thing that drew me to the conscious horse, conscious rider was the listening part. You know, that so much of us riding and training horses is telling the horse and just doing. And I wasn't really getting results that way. And my body couldn't put up with it. Are you getting an echo too?
No, we are good.
Go.
Okay. And so my body couldn't put up with the kind of physical endurance that I was putting myself through. And the horses, I mean, there's two ways to ride, right? There's the forceful way, and then there's the conversation way. And I just felt really like I was done doing the forceful way. And the conscious horse, conscious rider really kind of opened the door for me to that another way is possible. And yeah, so
so it's a more peaceful thing to me that isn't about disrespect. It's about having a conversation with a horse.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. Like that conversation that we open up to hear from our horses, like that is just, that is part of one of the layers, or one of the major layers, like being willing to hear from them. How many people actually get on a horse and don't desire to hear anything from them besides taking me from point A to point B and be predictable? When it's like, how much can you actually receive from your horse if you had that communication? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And my weird friend Angela. Oh, this is cool because like we met, Angela and I met last year in Vancouver at the ESC, and we were roommates. And it was like just having a conversation with Angela. It was like boom, boom. A conscious horse was set up. She's like, I have a friend that has an arena that we can do it at. I was like, okay. It was kind of scary because it was one of my first classes that I was going to go away and facilitate. And she was like, she just had the drive to like create this clinic, and it kind of scared the crap out of me.
That's so cool.
Cool, fun little girl from Saskatchewan all the way to Ontario.
See, I wanted to do this class with Gary Douglas, but the class was supposed to be, I think, in March, and then he changed it to January, and I wasn't able to do the class. And then when I met Armina, and she was talking about that she went to the facilitator training, I said, okay, let's do it. I need to do this class. It's like, and I love the tools of access, and I love horses, and there was nothing better for me than putting it together, you know. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that, and it's changing a lot still. Like, this class is amazing to me. It's really amazing, and it's amazing to me that you can actually take it without prerequisite. So people jump in. I'm almost certain in the future that's going to change. So just jump in as long as you can. It's such an amazing class.
So Jocelyn's gonna try to go play with her horses. Is there anything that you want to, any last things that you want to say to everybody, Jocelyn, before you go, or?
You know, I know, but not anything specific, but just that, you know, every time you connect with a horse and listen to them is truly a gift in your life and their life. And you know, us just bringing people to meet horses and just give them some reflection in their own life, I think that's the most amazing thing we can do with horses. So yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And good luck the rest of the night.
Okay. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Here we go.
We had the most listeners ever on our series that we've ever had on Horses Talk We Listen, and the numbers are still coming in. So, yeah!
Yay! How awesome! How awesome is that? Cool.
There was. It's so where do we go from here? Like, where do you go now? Like, what do you also have taken a bars class now, Pat? Has that something that you incorporated into your business?
Not yet, because I want to take two more classes with two different facilitators, So I want to do that. And but definitely it is something that we'll utilize.
They talk about the drops in the ocean and then creating the ripple effect out. And it's like so many times we see everybody else creating change, but we don't ever acknowledge what we're creating when we're choosing and the choices that we're making. So it's like, what choices have you guys made that are already changing the planet? And it's like, wow.
Yeah. It's easy to and
Angela keep going about what it was that got you to choose this class. Because you can keep going.
Yeah, I was just saying it's easy to see that in others and to acknowledge it. It's sometimes very hard to see that in ourselves. And I find with that, the class helps too and supports too, so that we really acknowledge and that we can see what we actually do and the contribution we are to the planet and to the people. Because I always had a hard time to acknowledge that. Like everybody else is great, but me, I'm doing nothing, it's like this, what am I doing? And I still don't know, but it's nice. I'm more willing to look at it, to see where I step out. And I'm more willing after the class to actually step out and to do what I'm here to do and what I love to do, and not be held back by other people. Like the horses really teach me that. They're really, really big in this. So to say, okay, yeah, this is my path and this is what I would like to do. And sometimes we don't go because we're afraid we lose people on the way, or we lose something. And horses don't care about this. Really, they're always in the moment. And
They don't really do a whole lot of analyzing.
Pardon?
They don't do a whole lot of analyzing their actions and.
No, they just do. And if they lose somebody on the way, it's like, oops, but it's like, and we definitely often worry too much. And instead of just going and living our lives, just living our lives.
And really, what worry does it, if you actually perceive the energy of worry, what does it create? Except a whole cesspool of more worry. Exactly.
That's exactly cesspool of worry. It's just sticky and heavy and ugh. It just doesn't get you or get us anywhere. So, and what do we have to worry about? I get that more and more. Life can be over any moment. So what are we waiting for? And it has nothing to do with age. You can lose that body when you're still young, or you can lose the body when you're older, or leave the body behind. But it can be any moment. So what are we waiting for? What are we worrying about? Instead of just having fun. And
you have to wait till you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to wait till you're ready. That's another that's the mind telling us, do we have to be ready? We are always, we just have to go. It's just another excuse, right? I'm not ready.
And ready. If you don't choose, if you're waiting to be ready, is it ever going to happen?
No, you just have to choose and make another choice and another choice. And I made some choices. They created quite some chaos in my life, but then you make another choice, and there's that's where creation comes from, and it's great.
So is that similar in your, do you consider there were some things about being a healer that had come up in the clinic. Do you consider yourself a healer?
I do. I do. And
yeah.
you know, that's huge for me to acknowledge this. It's huge. And probably if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said, what are you talking about? But like, I really, and I was a very unconscious healer. So I took a lot of stuff on from other people. So instead of like just being the energy and being the presence to create the space where other people have a choice to change things, I just took on their crap and took it home, and I made myself sick with that. And as more conscious and more aware I'm getting, this is not happening anymore. And the horses really support me and teach me that.
And Pat, do you consider yourself a healer, or is that something that are you willing to be, or how?
So for me, I believe no, I'm not a healer. No, I'm not. Maybe other than healing myself, but I believe that a person is the conduit that channels that healing energy from a bigger force, and that's the same role the horse plays. Is the horse is also a conduit. It's not the horse. I would say it's the horse spirit that channels the energy through the horse to the person. So it's triggering the healing within that person, because I truly believe that people heal themselves.
Yeah.
But I think there's that external, there's a spark injected through that conduit that initiates the healing process. So that's what I believe, that we are in one sense healing, but we're just facilitating. We are the conduit to that healing process.
So it's a roundabout,
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people when they use their own energy, it's totally limited.
Yeah.
So they're left drained and tired because they're playing that role as God, the universe, the creator. I'm doing this, so that's more ego getting in the way. Because they're saying, I'm doing this, rather than I'm the channel, I'm the conduit that's allowing this healing force to be focused onto that healing process.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Totally. And it's funny that you say healing, but you talk about healing yourself, because like in my point of view, that is what a healer is. It's a person that is willing to heal him or herself. And in healing yourself, you open up a space and you open up your channel, and for other people to be able to go there as well. So it's really not about, like, you're not really healing others. You just create a certain space for others. And when you heal yourself, that's where you're able to create this space or be this space. And this.
I say that energy is not good and bad. It's either heavy or it's light.
Yeah.
See? And if that heaviness that carry as guilt and shame and anger and regret, betrayal, all this heaviness, a person cannot access that light energy because of their own heavy energy getting in the way. So we need to learn to deal with our own heaviness, which is our own healing. And once we lighten the load, then we're light enough to be that conduit. And for me, light energy is that joy. It is that peace. It is that total well-being that cannot coexist with guilt and anger and shame and hurt. And also, we need to obviously start with ourselves before we can help others help themselves. And a person has to want that help, because too many times they rely on that savior to do everything for them. But at the end of the day, they need to do it themselves. They have to. But it's through sharing of this energy, sharing of this, and the connection, like 3 of us connecting, Jocelyn, 4 of us connecting, that unites that healing force, and that ripple effect you're talking about. It begins to ripple outward, because I know you have your ripple that connects to you, and we're talking about what the four provinces here, and to drop that pebble into the water and allowing it to ripple to our own areas where it begins to connect on an energy level. I think this is fantastic what we're doing tonight, and utilizing the horse spirit to be that common thread, because it doesn't matter who I talk to, as soon as I talk about horses, even if they know nothing about horses, man, they're horses, you know?
Yeah.
They're amazing. Oh, I said it. So, has your guys' riding changed since you took Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider?
Are you my riding?
Like the connect.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I'm more, instead of just, okay, I'm going for a ride and that's what we are doing, I'm actually including the horse and I'm asking questions, and I'm willing to change my agenda totally. So if it's a day and I want to go trail riding for a couple of hours and my horse is just not up for this, I'm happy to change my agenda. I'm communicating more. It's not like, okay, that's what I'm doing today and we're going to do it. And if the horse is not up to it, I don't force it. I just change it. And it's funny when you ask question, most of the time, or very often, the horse even changes its mind. When you push and say, oh no, we go, let's go, and we do it anyways, and it's almost like, it's like heavy, and and if you ask questions and if you give the horse a choice, in the end you end up doing it anyways, but there's no force behind it. There's play behind it and fun.
It's very honoring. It honors the horse's being as well when you are willing to ask the question and actually honor what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So if they don't want to for 2 hours, like if you force that intelligent point of view onto it, what would that create? Probably an injury in either you or your horse, because it's like a whole lot of force and control that ends up getting created.
Yeah.
And there's no joy in it.
No, there's no joy. There's like, it's a fight, right? There's no joy in it at all. And yeah, it's very, very different. And even it's like, I take it everywhere now, this energy, like, you know, I take it everywhere. Like today, I'm going to yoga or whatever I do, and I turn on body processes and I let the energy run, and I'm so amazed. Like I'm 54. My body is way better now than it was when I was 25 or something, you know. Now I can go, I run and I do all kinds of stuff, and it's actually fun. I was not able to do this when I was younger. It's amazing what those tools do, and when you actually ask questions, you know, it's awesome. Again.
You go, let's start riding, and you're actually inviting the joy to be in your riding. And
yes.
Then it's like, why would you would never go back and go riding and choose how you were doing it before, if that makes sense. Like once you actually experience the
no, it's terrible.
And having communication.
Yeah, once you know how it can be, how lighted and how fun, it's terrible. And sometimes I fall back, but it's never long because it feels so wrong. It feels so heavy that it doesn't take long, and something clicks, and then I start asking questions and changing things. And if I have to get off the horse and walk for a while, that's fine. But as soon as I start asking questions, things change. It does not take long, and it's magic. It's really, it's magic.
So has riding changed for you, Pat?
Definitely the riding, but also the relationship with the horses. You know, and I was thinking as Angela was speaking that a couple days ago, this young woman came to see me, and she was in a terrible car accident, and she was in absolute pain, barely walking. And before she arrived, one of my horses just presented himself into the corral all by himself. So I have a team of horses that came together when I bought them, and they're always together. They're like twins. And then the day that this young woman was coming, only Comanche came into the corral without the other horses and just waited. And to me, that he presented himself as a facilitator for this girl's healing, you know, and the whole idea that pain is self-punishment. Okay, so when people screw up in their life, there's a belief system that you gotta be punished every time you screw up. So this is the message that we dealt with, that the guilt based on the mistakes, so-called mistakes people make, and the need for punishment. So guilt and pain are kind of very related, and for the horse to present itself, so this woman can use the Comanche for her own healing process. And that's not the first time that's happened. I have another horse, Freddie, and Freddie, it's very unusual for him to come out of his way to present himself. And I was working with this one young girl in the barn, and Freddie just came over and presented himself, which was very unusual. So I used Freddie for the healing process for that girl. So that's something that's been happening more and more and more. I've got 12 horses I have at home, and you know, each one of them has their own. They present themselves differently. And so as far as the riding goes, yes, it's been the riding has been very, very good. A lot of peaceful rides. Every time I go for rides, very, very peaceful. I love it. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Cool.
People will hang up their phones. Yeah.
Awesome.
So what's your favorite tool or technique that you guys got from Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider that anybody can go?
It's pulling energy through the horse while I'm riding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. It creates a total different connection. It creates this unity. There's no separation.
Maybe just tell them what or how to do it. Like
how I do it? Like I start pulling. Usually before I start pulling, I expand my awareness. I expand the energy, and then I start pulling the expanded energy through Mother Earth and through the horse and through myself. And it creates this amazing energy flow, and it creates a unity with not just with the horse, with the earth, with everything. So it takes the separation away. And it's so much fun. It's just try it. Whoever's watching this later on, just try it. Pardon me?
What happens to your horse when you pull energy through your horse, through the earth?
She gets very relaxed, but not droopy relaxed, just more relaxed and more secure. She's more content. Content is not the right word, but it's really changing the whole energy. I don't want to say grounded because that would be the wrong word too, but I don't really have a word for this.
I guess that energy, but it's like almost like she knows that you have her back.
Yeah. We have actually, we have each other's back when we do that. Yeah, she has my back too. That very often I have like, she's the alpha mare, and she's the one when she's in the herd that always looks out what's far away and if there's any danger. And so she does the same when I'm riding her, but she's not freaking. She's checking in with me. It's really like, oh, there's something going on, but like there's this check in, there's this energy exchange, like, should we go there? Or maybe, is it okay? Is it safe? And there's this constant communication, energetic. And it's one unit.
And it's because if somebody else would have rode your horse and not known that, they would have called her spooky. But in reality, that's not the energy that she was seeing.
No.
She's creating awareness to you and communicating it back to you.
Yeah.
In a way that you can receive it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So there's
What's your favorite tool or technique that you received from the clinic?
Okay, so for me, I keep talking about connecting with the horse, and I think a big part of it was making that agreement with the horse to work with me, to allow me to ride him or her. And I really believe that it's a different relationship today with my horse, with that deeper connection, asking them, is it okay that you're going to work with me today? Are you the one that wants to work with me today? And obviously, because they're there, they present themselves. And also lately, just walking in the yard, one of them will come up to me and just come say hello. It's just like we're bros. So that's the thing, the deep connection of having that relationship. So if anybody ever asks me, can I buy your horse? Not for sale. So my friend. Yeah. So definitely the relationship has deepened with my horses.
Yeah.
And they share that feeling.
Yeah, what is that? Like, that kind of like opened up, like being willing to ask them a question, kind of, and they actually become aware this person is different, and they wanna actually hear from me. Like, it just like empowers the horse, I guess, is a good way to put it, because we go around empowering people to know what they know, and just asking the horse a question actually empowers them to know and be what they be.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a group here. It was a fairly large group. The first day I had about 8 of them. Next day it doubled because the first 8 told the other 8, and then I had them all in a corral, and I think I had about 4 or 5 of the horses, and how all these people, how the horses just agreed to be there for all these people and whatever it is that they needed from the horse to get it freely. You know, it was amazing. You know, the horses were so well behaved that day, and they just loved being there with all these people. It was great.
Yeah. What I recognize too with my horse, now that I'm willing to listen to her and to receive, she receives more from me as well. Like when this morning, I did a little energy session on her, and it's instant. She opens her up instantly, and that has never been that way. Usually it always took a while, you know, till she was saying, okay, now I take it. It was like a warm up. And now it's instantly. It's just, I just start, and she says, oh, give it all to me. I'll take it. And this has really started when I opened up more, and I was willing to receive her. And now she is, it's really cool. It's so cool. I love it. Yeah.
Because it's like they're a reflection of what we're willing to receive, then really, like, who wasn't receiving from who?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff.
It's crazy. The wildest, wackiest, weirdest horse clinic you'll take.
It is.
Yeah, I think one of the things I want to yet do is we did the exercise of asking the horses about their names. And then one of my horses, her name is Skunk. And somebody asked, have you ever asked if she even likes that name? And also, that's something I've yet to do. So I'm going to start asking my horses if they like their names.
Yeah.
And see if I need to change those names.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like just like, does she have a point of view of it? And like, is it? You can ask, like, and you'll be able to perceive the energy. So when you match the energy of her, does the energy of her name match her? Does she enjoy being called Skunk?
Yeah.
And it's like, is it a yes? No.
Yeah.
And then ask her, like, what do you desire to be called? And it's really fun because it's usually the first thing that pops into your head, and it can be like the weirdest thing, like honey. Like you get the energy of honey, your horse Honey. She's like sweet. I don't even know her, but you perceive the energy of honey, and it matches her energy. So it's kind of like, and then would you want to walk around being called Skunk?
I'm gonna find out.
Like that? I enjoy them, and they're so different. Like but a skunk is a skunk.
Yeah, well, you know what? We have a lot of judgments about skunks too, right? The horse does not have a judgment about a skunk. So, and what's really wrong with the skunk? Nothing. That's just our judgments, you know? Like, so a skunk has a lot of abilities. I could probably adapt a couple of the abilities of a skunk. It would probably make me going through life easier. So the skunk has a lot to teach to people. So, where does our judgment come in and, you know, about this?
Yeah. There's the judgment being like, is she black and white? Is that where the name skunk comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
White and black.
Yeah, but like maybe she has a real good ability to teach people where their boundaries are, or keep their boundaries up, or, you know, like the name might just fit in a different way than we would judge it. So who knows?
Who knows?
Who
So
knows?
a whole 4 minutes class. So,
Wow.
yay!
That went really fast.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for all of you. It's so amazing to connect and see all the different things and projects people start with those tools. It's just like absolutely amazing. What else is possible?
Like Access is a worldwide organization, and it's so cool to see that clinics are held worldwide. So
Yeah.
It's like when we say that this clinic is changing the planet, it is really changing the planet. Like we're willing to travel anywhere and go anywhere. Like it's the conscious voice facilitators. We are willing to go and we can do anything that is required to facilitate this planet. Because we get it. We get what it creates. And so yeah, check out our website, www.consciousvoice.com, and then the Access site is accessconsciousvoice.com.
Yeah.
And there will be a clinic close to you. And if not, create one. Like, what would it take to create a clinic close to you?
Yes. Definitely create one. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and life-changing, definitely. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yay! So much fun. There's a couple more radio shows coming up in the next 3 weeks that I've been playing with and putting together. So stay tuned to Horses Talk We Listen on Blog Talk. And yeah, like we're just getting started. What else? And you guys you are always welcome to come back on anytime you want to talk or anything.
Thank you.
I call them our holy shit moments. So like, didn't have any special holy shit, this stuff actually works moments.
In fact, it does.
First, set up a radio show, and you could even call it that.
Yeah.
That's holy shit moment. Holy shit, it's a beautiful moment.
Too funny. Yeah. No, it really works. And as more you use it, as more you realize how it works. And I'm surprising myself every single day. I'm speechless every single day because some of the tools always works and something happens and changes every day. And it's just so cool and amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, I thank you for coming on and choosing it and playing for the week. Now what can we create?
Now what can we create? Thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much. It's fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, cool.
Cool. Let's do it again.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk to you guys.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Talk later.
Okay. Adios.
Adios. Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
And happy trails. Bye.